The annual Paris Pride event scheduled to take place this Saturday has been postponed until September in response to a heatwave that continues to affect two-thirds of the country. Police asked organisers to call the celebration off in a bid to ease pressure on emergency services, grappling with an influx of cases of heat stroke, heart attacks and exhaustion. The police also ordering the Solidays Music Festival and also an athletics event to postpone for the same reasons. Well, for more, we can bring in our reporter Emerald Maxwell, who's at the Canal Saint-Martin in eastern Paris for us. Emerald, Pride brings tens of thousands of people to the French capital every year. Not this year, though.
Yes, Paris's Pride event, which was supposed to be held on Saturday, that has been delayed to September. That's after a request by the Paris police. The weekend's Solidays Music Festival has also been cancelled. And that's, of course, a response to the stifling conditions, heat that we've experienced over the last few days. France recorded its hottest ever day earlier this week, and the capital is still pushing the high 30s. This weekend, Parisians are also temporarily banned from drinking alcohol in public places and from buying alcohol to take away. That last measure comes in at 6 p.m. today and will last throughout the weekend. The ban does not include restaurants and cafes, though, with public seating areas. But the idea behind it is to stem increasing hospitalizations, with hospitals reaching saturation point, according to the Paris police.
And you mentioned it just there, of course, Emerald. Health authorities very much stretched. It's been now 9 days of extraordinarily high temperatures, and they're really feeling the strain.
Yes, that's right. Two-thirds of the country is still on red alert, including Paris, and people are really struggling to cope. Hospitals, emergency services are overwhelmed and have been for the last couple of days. There's been a fourfold increase in emergency room visits for heat-related conditions, as well as 30% uptick in call-outs to the emergency services for people fainting or with heat stroke, cases of heat stroke in the subway, for instance. And on Wednesday, there were 25 cardiac arrests over 24 hours. That's compared with fewer than 10 usually. This heat wave is affecting the most vulnerable, of course, the elderly, those living in attics and so on. And with many buildings ill-equipped to deal with these sort of temperatures, with no widespread air conditioning, people are really taking measures into their own hands. Some have been sleeping in parks, which are exceptionally staying open throughout the night in Paris at the moment. Many more people have also been wild swimming, like in the canal behind me, in order to cope with the heat. And that, unfortunately, has led to at least 55 people drowning. More generally, authorities have said that they've seen an uptick in heat-related deaths this week across the country, but they have not announced any nationwide figures so far. In response, the health minister has allocated a budget of 100 million euros to hospitals in order for them to bring in emergency equipment like fans. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said that the situation is under control in care homes and that they were focusing their attention particularly on people living alone. But the government has come under fire for failing to prepare the country adequately for heat strokes. And this is a recurring criticism that's been levelled at every government since 2003, when France experienced a particularly harsh heat wave that saw 14,800 excess deaths.